Hello, everyone. It is the end of the year of 2025, and many of us will be launching a period of time of fasting going into the early part of 2026. And that's what I want to talk to you today about. So, my name is Davina Liggins, and I am with Healing Made Whole. And I want to talk about how to use fasting, this period of corporate fasting that many churches and even those who are not affiliated with any religious group or spiritual intention associated with the fast do it just for personal ritual means of starting the new year. It's very common to do. And many people may not know how to get started on that or how to use it to their advantage. So what I want to say is fasting overall is not appropriate for everyone. Okay, I just want to say that right off the beginning because there are certain situations where fasting is not appropriate. For example, if someone has a certain health condition that fasting is not appropriate for, even a female who is have their monthly cycle during that time and there's heavy bleeding, this is not the time for fasting, like hardcore fasting, like long periods of water only fasting. So there are times where it's just right out not appropriate for you, and then there are times where what you would normally do in fasting at this stage in your life, you say, I'm going to tweak it a little bit to make it more suitable for your specific condition. Okay, so here's the way fasting is normally done. So fasting by definition means no food and you're only consuming water. But for example, at my church, we're doing a 21-day fast, prayer and fasting. But that doesn't mean that we're drinking water only for 21 days. No. What it means is that there are times where we turn our plate down and we're not eating. And what that may look like is you may skip one meal. You may skip 2 meals and only eat 1 meal a day. You may do that for a couple days and then skip 1 day a week or 2 days a week of no eating. And then you go back to 2 meals a day, 3 meals a day, or 1 meal a day, or what have you. But typically, every day there's a period of not eating. And that could look like I said, intermittent fasting. So you skip 1 meal, maybe 2 meals. But no one is doing 21 straight days of just water only. I think that's a given, but I just want to clarify that because some people may be a little confused about what it is that is done. And so this leads into my second point. My second point is if you have never fasted, and this is your first go around, or you're relatively new to it, you're not jumping in there and doing just straight, I'm going to not eat for the first 2 days. I don't advise that. What I do advise is that you start off slow. For example, you may do, if you typically eat 3 meals a day, you may say, okay, the first few days, I'm not going to do any snacking. And that may be the first few days up to the first week. And then you may say, okay, I'm going to start moving back my first meal a little bit later in the day so that the fast time is longer. So we always count our fast from like the evening before the last meal of that day until when you eat again the next day. And that always includes overnight because we are fasting when we're sleeping. Okay, you may move up your last meal to earlier in the day. Maybe you'll stop eating at 3 o'clock every day or 4 o'clock every day. So it's up to you. And the point is that you're not jumping in there with 2 feet. If this is your first time or don't have a lot of experience, you can gradually introduce fasting. Point number 3 that I want to make, and that is, this is a wonderful opportunity for you to pull back the lens a little bit on fasting and say, what other things can I do to help support my health. That could be an anti-inflammatory diet. It could be a low carb diet. It could be introducing a whole natural food challenge. For 21 days, you're just eating whole natural food in addition to your fasting time. That is wonderful. Okay, so this can be like a launching pad for the next 12 months that we're going to be going through 2026. And so that takes me to point number 4. And that is pretty much it. This is a launching pad. This is an opportunity for you to build a new lifestyle. Do not overlook this opportunity. This is why I love corporate and group sessions, because you're doing it with people, whether you're doing it as a husband and wife, partner, if you are doing it in a corporate setting, a church setting, maybe a group of you and your friends are doing it. However it may look like, you and your family, you're not in it by yourself. This is 21 days of people coming together, and people are doing what is fitting and appropriate for themselves, but you're leaning on each other and you're supporting each other in that process. I absolutely love it, because fasting and lifestyle changes is not easy. It's a denial of self. And to do it together and to have the support of others is awesome. It is amazing. Okay, so here is the bottom line. This is more than just an opportunity to do something as you routinely may do for every year, something that you just do, but also look at the health benefits in addition to the spiritual benefits that come about with denying oneself for a period of time. And ask yourself, what foods or what new patterns will I put back or not put back? Make up your mind from the start that certain foods, certain ways of my lifestyle will now change. And here's the thing, we start off really high the first 21 days, and as time goes on, there is a drift. There is a drift. No one can deny that. For a lot of people, at some point, it may happen 3 months down the road, it may happen on day 22. I don't know. But the thing is that here's the thing. No one says that you have to do this 21-day reset, or however long you're doing it for, only in January. You can say, okay, every quarter, a group of us, we get together and we're resetting, because we know that we will likely drift and we're going to have to course correct. So this is a way to develop a plan, to grab your core people together and say, hey, let's use this opportunity, not just for the spiritual purposes of it, and that is powerful within itself, but let's be mindful that this has also an impact on our health and our physiology. Because a lot of people are praying for healing of preventable and reversible diseases. Did you hear what I just said? A lot of people are praying for the healing of preventable and reversible diseases. And here's the opportunity to put the spiritual aspect and the physical aspect together with great intention, and to build a new health trajectory for you and the people in which you do life with. All right, so this is the end of 2025. We are moving into 2026. I hope you all stay blessed, and I'll see you in the new year. Take good care.